Is it going? Is it recording? Okay. So as you know, we do the body work here and have somebody else paint it. A part of that body work is the next step from the metal work and kind of, finessing a few things is the high build. So we got the high build sprayed last week. Came out pretty well. As you can see, we've got the whole car. All the trim pieces over there are all laid out. We're sanding them right now, getting them all ready for the next stage. Right now it's just cut. We're cutting down a lot of this primer that we put on to really see, what this is, what we've got left here. And, we're not sculpting, we don't do any of that because this is all metal. But this helps smooth out all your body lines and bring everything just kind of together. And from here, once we get this all sanded down and smoothed, with 320 grit is what we're using right now, we'll spray it with a 3-part epoxy primer, which is much easier to deal with than hybrid, trust me, or high build. But it'll essentially give us that nice layer to go over it with like 500 or 600 grit. And that's when we really start just going smooth as possible to get it ready for paint. There we'll know what we're dealing with. If we've got a low spot we didn't see, remember this is going to be black, we have to have this thing perfect. So that point is when you're going to see a few more things that we may have missed in the high build, because with this high build you take long strokes, cross strokes this way, we're not doing too much little touch-up stuff. So we're just getting it ready. And two, those bumpers being fiberglass, we mentioned those. They had a few, like holes in them, pinholes from the mold process. Stuff we didn't see until we got it sprayed with high build and sanded that high build down, and then we see it now. So, Austin's over there. He's just adding some glaze here and there to kind of fill in those little pinholes and sanding it back down so we can get it ready for that epoxy primer. Now we've got that 3-part epoxy on, and you can see everything looks a little bit smoother, a little bit shinier. That's because we're going to higher and higher grade every time, and you can see just we've got everything blown apart right now. So everything is off over there, pretty much, besides one of the fenders and the core support, which we still got to clean up. Then we'll spray all that, put all this back on, sand it down again, then spray it with the final setup for paint and everything. So right now we're pretty much doing jams, and all the stuff you don't normally see on the car is kind of what we're doing now, underneath these fenders, underneath the hood, backside of the door, all that good stuff. So next step in the process, well underway. Well, more paint on, but not all of it. We got the firewall painted, we got the full chassis, of course, painted, and working on painting jams and exterior here in the next week or so. But the big thing is getting this firewall painted. We can actually start working in here. So, fenders are gone, you can see all that. And we're starting to put things on like windshield wiper motor, and the cool Hydro Boost brake booster, and just all the stuff that, you know, we had to wait for the firewall to be painted to put on. So even though it's not in paint yet, it is still getting worked on, which is important for the process to continue flowing. So on that note, next video should have some paint on it at some point of the video. Hopefully the beginning of the video, but most likely the end. But either way, be on the lookout for that and maybe an engine release video. So we'll see you then. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.